I think of it as a bit like cooking. I mean, when you think about cooking, there's a whole aspect of how things look when it comes on your plate. A chef or a cook who's making that probably spends only the last few minutes garnishing and, and the presentation of it, right? And the last aspect. So there's a whole lot that went into it before that. Unfortunately, I think most people think of design as that last bit, the presentation. It's important. It's actually very, very critical. But I would say it's the last mile, and it's important to think about everything that happened before that till you get there.
The first ever presentation deck we created, which is a client presentation pitch, was titled Better Decision. There's a power in that idea of improving the quality, speed and execution of decisions. So we said, what if we can power every human decision in the enterprise? And that has been the rallying cry, the mission of Fractal since day one. While we can bring in algorithms to improve decisions, decisions are always going to be in the human realm. Many of the decisions, or if not most of the decisions, will be in human realm. Whether supported by algorithms, whether partly automated, but with human supervision or otherwise, humans are in charge. And we cannot improve the quality or speed of decisions unless we deeply understand human behavior. And that was the insight around which we said, if we have to develop better empathy for the humans involved who make decisions, and that's how we should build the design capability on.
Most people are talking about AI, most people are talking about design, but very few people are actually thinking about how do these two worlds come together. And I thought, is there a way to think about design in context of a post-AI world? Any problem that any of our clients are looking to solve, they will have a human dimension to it. And whether it's an enterprise problem, whether it's a consumer problem, whether it's any of these contexts, we're always it's important to understand the human perspective. It's important to understand who are you solving for, why are you solving that, what are they trying to achieve, what are they trying to accomplish.
As opposed to working as three different independent entities, engineering as a silo or design as a silo, which has happened in many organizations, or AI as a silo, how can we all come together and solve problems at scale? And that's, for me, is a transformation. And that, for me, is a culture change. And that's the vision I'm looking at. I'm looking at inspirations from our history. For example, Leonardo da Vinci. I think he was brilliantly merging data, science and art, and coming up with ideas that people didn't think about at that time. The second inspiration I could relate to is probably Edward Tufte, who's been a master and a pioneer in information design. And that's exactly what Fractal does today, to bring in data and design together and create visualizations that people will understand effortlessly and be able to solve problems at scale.
I mean, this is a little bit like how the human-centered design sort of revolution, or the phenomenon was maybe 10 or 15 years back. And so I'm reminded of that time. And today I think we are at that cusp of building something that is maybe a way of thinking about design for an AI world. And so I think that's what I would say, that designers, we would love to work with a bunch of talented designers and talented people in thinking about what can design for AI look like.
One of the things that we are very keen on at Fractal is to bring in very curious minds who have the urge to solve problems and solve different kinds of problems. We don't hold ourselves with certain biases and constraints. We just throw ourselves into the water and try to learn to swim and enjoy the process of problem solving. And therefore we're looking at people coming from diverse mindsets, diverse groups, different cultures, different languages, and build really a global team.
Fractal is already quite people-centric. It's extremely employee-centric, and of course it's extremely client-centric and customer-centric. And at the same time, I think, how do we dial that up a notch, take that to the next level where we bring in a fundamental human-centered way of thinking. And that holds true for our end users, our customers, our clients, and also people within Fractal. And so one of the things that Fractal is excited about is that we are looking to become a billion-dollar company. I think design is going to be a critical lever for us to actually help us in that growth and help us, solving those problems at that scale. That's exciting because as designers, we are excited about creating impact.
As an AI company, I think it's vital for Fractal to be a human-centric company. And when I say human-centric, I mean centered around the users that we serve, centered on the clients that we serve, centered on the people that solve those kinds of problems at Fractal. I think it's crucial for us to be that, and if that means design-centric, absolutely. we would like to be a design-centric company.